Mm-hmm. No. First, you so silly. Hi, Blue. Welcome, welcome. How are you? How's your evening? Right, let's see. Fix that up. Mm-hmm. Alright. You know what? I'm kind of feeling like a different outfit. Let's let's which one was it? Yeah. Let's be a butler today. I knew you could do it, and not only because of your blessing. You have a strength all on your own, and it has seen us through many a trial. With the warden defeated, I believe our work here is done. It is time we were going together, needless to say. To the better end, the fate of our two worlds being at stake, and all that. Now then, I suggest we hurry back to the Crystarium. Much more may have happened while we were frolicking with the Fey folk. Evrenjeet elected to pursue us makes me hopeful that the city was spared Yulmor's attention, but I would sooner see for myself. Besides, I believe I speak for all of us when I say that I had a belly full of ill Meg. Let us away before the fairies think to play with us again. To the Hysterium. Hi! Hello, Franklin. How are you?
All seems well at the Crystarium.
Yes. Yulmor was plainly more concerned with finding us. How flattering.
It's him. It's that guy.
You certainly took your time. I had half resolved to complete the task myself.
And you are...
Were one to study the annals of Garlean history, one would find yonder visage on many a page. Though by rights its youth should long since have faded.
Well, well, we have a historian in our midst. That spares me a lengthy explanation. I am Solus Sos Galvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, and under various guises, the architect of myriad other imperially inclined nations. As for my true identity, I am Emmett Sel, Asian.
Gaius spoke of you, a native of the Source.
Equal in rank to La Habrea. And you came all this way just to introduce yourself to us?
Behold the sky, restored to its former glory. Have you ever seen a more affecting spectacle? Oh, it is truly, deeply infuriating. Do you have any idea how much you have delayed the rejoining? Following the flood, the First had been listing ever further towards the light, towards stasis. The end was in sight. Enter man and his indomitable spirit. He would haul the world back from the brink. And adding his lump and weight to the power of growth, he duly tipped the scales, if only by a fraction. Yet a fraction was enough to spoil the perfect imbalance needed to bring about a rejoining. Had mankind continued to live in idleness under Vorthri's rule, all the conditions would have been met. But you had to come and ruin it all. Thanks to your meddling, light supremacy is in doubt, and our painstakingly laid plans are in tatters!
Thanks to your meddling kids. What is this, Scooby-Doo?
Well, I should begin by thanking you for confirming Urianger's theories on the inner workings of the Calamity. He will be most pleased. As for what happens next, might I suggest you admit defeat and walk away?
Happy to let me go, are you? Because the murderous glint in your eye suggests otherwise. Indeed, it is enough to make me think better of confronting you alone. Look, it did cross my mind to simply side with Vorthri and kill you all. But that's no different from what La Habrea did. And we all know how well that ended for him. And so, while it is liable to be troublesome, I have settled upon a different approach. Cooperation.
What? Also, hello, Kevin. Welcome, welcome.
I will not raise a hand to hinder your hunt for the Light Wardens. If you desire it, I will even lend you my knowledge and strength.
I don't trust this guy. I don't trust him.
Since time immemorial, you and yours have labored to rejoin the 13 shards, at the cost of countless lives. Do you expect us to believe that your objective has suddenly changed?
Nay, our objective is the same as it ever was. Though I dare say, you do not know our motive. A war waged without knowledge of the enemy is no war. It is mere bloodletting. Just once, might we not seek to find common ground? For good or ill, I am immortal. Provided I have the inclination, I can always begin anew, scheme and conspire to my heart's content. But this time I thought that I might instead try to see eye to eye, to understand what drives the hero of the Source, to determine if our goals are truly incompatible. So come, shed your preconceptions. See beyond the unscrupulous villains you take us for. When all is said and done, we may find ourselves pleasantly surprised. The proud discoverers of a path of cooperation rather than opposition. Think of it.
Thou hast delivered thy proposal, and we would not dismiss it outright. If I may offer thee counsel, however, to make thy case via an illusion reflecteth poorly upon thy sincerity.
My apologies. You will forgive me if I'm not entirely at ease in the presence of a famed Ascian Slayer. I felt it only prudent to take precautions. Nonetheless, your counsel is duly noted. I take my leave, friends. Rest assured, we shall meet again soon.
Sus. Cooperation? He can't be serious, can he? Well, we've certainly been given much to ponder, but first things first. We should report to the hierarch. You can run along, Lavori. You're perfectly capable of handling this little task. In light of your recent actions, I say you've earned a rest. Go on, take yourself off the bed. We'll see you later, refreshed and ready for more. Oh, welcome back, sir. We've been expecting you. You'll find the refreshments laid out in your quarters. We hope they are to your liking. Will you be retiring now? Very good, sir. I bid you a pleasant evening. I hope these past few days have not been overly taxing. Pray, take your rest and recover.
From the Exarch, is it? With that mirror of his, he can watch your every move, you know. You'll probably think you're talking to yourself. Still, he's keeping you well fed.
Aww.
Judging by his people's faith in him, he seems to be a decent sort. But so much about him remains shrouded in mystery. Like, what was he doing back in my day? There was no such person when I was around. A lot's happened since the Flood, though. Since I was set adrift. I know little more than you do of this city's history in the Exarch's past. Not that it matters. It's Emmett Selk we should be concerned about. When our world was about to be consumed by light, the Ascian in White appeared before us. He said that the only way for us to live on was to bring about the rejoining. Desperate as we were, we heeded his words, not realizing that the flood was of the Ascians' own making. They cannot be trusted. None of them. But Emmett Selk had one thing right. One should not fight blindly. That's what we did. And it cost us everything we held dear.
They're putting me off my dinner. uh, Tell me about Seto.
What? What about Seto? What is there to say? All right. He's done some growing. When we were traveling together, he was nowhere near as big. And he obviously couldn't speak. I had no idea how much that medallion meant to him. What about you, anyway? You must have a friend like Seto. Chocobo, perhaps? Come on, you tell me something for a change.
Eepy eep. Interesting way of waking up. Good morning to you, sir. I hope you're all well rested. The Exarch and your companions are presently gathered in the Ocular. He asks that you convene with them at your earliest convenience. To the Ocular we go. Your business with the crystal. Yeah.
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
That sounds strange. Oh. What?
Please. Did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon? Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe. Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters, put each and every Light Warden to the sword, prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs. And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the Eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
What was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
I don't know, but if he crosses it, I will make him wish he hadn't.
I'm sure you will. But consider for a moment. If he meant simply to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Ascians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Ilmeg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Amareng, and Raktika remain.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Amareng in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Raktika. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right. Though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me.
Oh?
You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
It would be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry. He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Leader Laran.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged. Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take.
Really?
Master Alphino, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Of course.
Okay.
Then let us make ready. Safe travels to you all.
Before you leave, I will make a request of you. There's a church, or rather, the ruins of a church, at Fort Job. Might ask that you go there before seeking out Y'shtola. It was a place where people once gathered to worship the light, lasted as long as it's fallen into disuse. Yet within that hall there remains a tablet, whose writings I believe may prove of use to Y'shtola. At the very least, such a relic would make a suitable gift for your reunion. A most considered proposal. Very well. Ere we depart to Raktika, we shall journey onto Fort Job that we might secure this relic. Here amidst these ruins, we will find the Church of the First Light, and within that hallowed hall, the tablet we seek. The time is of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick. At the height of Lakeland's prosperity, these sites serve not as man's final bastion, but as a testament to his ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the First Light was responsible for many such marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood with its inexorable tides would drown nigh everyone, and did all but put an end to the religion as a whole, for the creatures which then did rise from that fulgent deluge were seen as agents of divine punishment, sent to devour in sinners, sin and sinner both. Whence came the name of Sin Eater. The people were lost, seemingly forsaken by their god. Yet, where there is light, there hath been ever shade, and 'twas in the dark they saw its solace. The most devout of these worshippers and Shadow did then migrate to the Ratika Greatwood. But that is a tale for another time. For now, let us find what remaineth of the chapel here. Okay. Ooh. Spooky. I feel like I should talk like this now. At least in here. Aye, this is indeed the church we seek. It is surprisingly intact. What little is left of the churches I've seen until now has always borne the scars of decades of disuse. And its subterranean construction hath done much to protect the hall from the ravages of time. Yet the reason for its remarkable preservation may be deduced from its decoration. As faith in the light did wane, so rose the reverence for the dark. And its followers did not want for places of worship. To be plain, the standards which do adorn these walls belong not to who built them, but to worshippers of the dark, the Knights Blessed, who subsequently migrated to Ratika, yes? Indeed. 'Twas beneath the shaded boughs of the Ratika Greatwood that they finally found sanctuary. Oft many times did Yulmore make spurious overtures of friendship unto them, but they are no fools. The Exarch knoweth well that Yustola in her seclusion doth labor to learn all she may of the blessed and their past. 'Tis why he sent us here, I now see. The tablet of which he spoke, no doubt, provided a glimpse into the history that she so yearneth to comprehend. Well then, you better hurry up and find it. Yum yum yum. We've located the Time Lord tablet. Yippee! Oof. Sneezing and reverb. Within the altar, thou sayest? Naught escapeth thine eye, 'twould seem. This is indeed the tablet we seek. Curious, these engravings predate the Knights Blessed. If I'm not mistaken, they are writ in the script of the ancient empire of Ronka, whose capital once stood on the mist of what is now Ratika. 'Twill be no small matter to decipher them, A fine gift of a seeker of truth. 'Tis plain the Exarch understand that you stole it only too well. But come, let us quit this place and make ready for a journey into the woods. Ere we depart, there is a custom of the Knights Blessed which I feel compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem the light to be abhorrent, and everything it touches befouled. Thus do they take the utmost pains to protect all they can from its taint, including their very names. To speak plain, it is the belief of the blessed that one's own name must ne'er be uttered in the light of the everlasting day. Yet this commandment precludeth not the use of others. Thus do parents protect their children, and in rare cases masters their disciples. So it is Yustola that hath taken the name of Master Matoya. Lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the Blessed's presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the guard who keepeth vigil at the Great Wood's border. Well met, traveler. What business brings you here? Yes, of course. Right this way. I'm back out of the reverb now. We're out of the cave. Whoopsie. Ooh.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. And so he braves the forests of Raktika in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka, to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
We have arrived. Vast though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Cydia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule! Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows? Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
Just plain our Asian counterpart meaneth to follow wheresoever we lead. Where otherwise, he would not suffer to the overabundance of light in these woods. Verily, it pervadeth every quarter, and so long as the light water remaineth, the sin-eaters shall be free to prey upon these lands without cease. I never heard of that word. If naught is done, 'tis but a matter of time before the blessed succumb. 2 years past, a swarm of sin-eaters did lay waste until their largest settlement, killing a great many of the priests in so doing. Though some few did survive, they knew not how to go on. Wayward souls in want of a guiding hand. Our mercy, we shall have provided with that which they sorely needed. They have since endeavored to restore their home, and thither shall we bend ourselves to forge on. Surcease. passing by to say hi. Welcome, Booties. Hi.
I see little sign of recent activity, nor have any
Thank you for coming
meaningful
by.
progress been made with the reconstruction.
I hope you're doing well. Pap, pap, pap. I see those.
Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Now, surround them!
You took the day off of electronics. That's always good. It's always good to reset. I sometimes do that myself. Especially when I'm in an art mood. Except I'm still on electronic, but I'm at least
These
drawing.
teenagers, they're not like the others.
Also, ooh.
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
How is it they can speak?
It's a Sin Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
Oh, Koopa. Oh my god. Really? But it sounds like you had a relaxing day, Booties. Hmm. Hmm.
Perhaps they speak the truth.
Don't you say.
For the love of... I had hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives.
How was my day today? Well, let's see. It started off a little foggy in the brain. It took me like a good couple of hours for my brain fog to like lift. I had some like cherry coke that I haven't had soda in like ages, but I was like, all right, I probably need sugar or some kind of caffeine to raise this, and it did. It was gone. But over that, I was forced to go to a birthday party. That was something. And I was cleaning my room, which was much needed. There's still some other things to organize, but it's nicer now. It was overall a good day. It's a pretty good day. Organizing, cleaning. Hanging out with people. It has been a productive day, indeed. Now, I wonder what I'm doing tomorrow. Probably gonna... I may draw tomorrow, honestly. Anyways, I'm gonna continue. I'd hope that... Okay.
You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so, I retire to the shade. Good luck.
You're gonna spook the natives.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
Oh my goodness.
I think I preferred La Habrea.
Enough. Runard, report.
Y'shtola!
Master Matoya!
Oh my god, that dress. Ooh, she's got a new dress and it's so pretty.
We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin Eaters, then what?
'Tis passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not? Mayhap it hath been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether. Master Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First explain this other presence in your company. The one I know not.
Okay, I'll add her to my hot people list. How big is that list, huh?
There is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Oh.
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us. Though he is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but 2 Light Wardens have already perished by his most puissant hand.
How big? Yes. Oh goodness.
It cannot be.
Have you forgotten who I am? It's been too long, clearly.
Master Matoya?
Lower your weapons. Forgive us this hostile welcome. Come. I would give you a proper introduction to Raktika and its people.
You've been busy since arriving in the First, I gather, but I would hear that the tale of your travails in more suitable surroundings. With Fort gone, yet to be rebuilt, the Knights blessed have made their home in a settlement to the northeast. I will await you at its entrance. Follow the path through yonder gate and you will find me soon enough. Ah. You wish you could stay longer, but you have a headache. Sleep well, booties. Don't push yourself, okay? You hope stream goes smoothly? Thank you. I hope your headache gets well soon. Bug. There you are. I was beginning to worry. Much like the Twelfths would, this forest has a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten. But I digress. Let me show you the home of the Knights Blessed. It's a pretty place. I'm a sucker for candles. Oh, this is so cute.
Slitherbow is the largest of the Blessed Settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood. I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are simple people. Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come. I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Raktika. In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I have come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings, and suffer no trespasser to escape.
Those heels, though.
Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me. Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Ishtola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
Oh, she hit a whole sore spot on him. Ooh.
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
Oh.
He understands that I'm not the same. That I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life. But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
I'm not indifferent to Thancred's troubles. Nevertheless, I will not apologize for holding him to a higher standard after all these years. He has ever been a man of considerable resolve, and that is what I will continue to expect. Though it heartens me to know some of us remain ourselves in spite of our present circumstances. I can imagine how Alize and Alphino had changed since arriving here in the first. You changed. I hope that it's a change for the better. You're right. And after my untoward remarks to Thancred, no doubt he thinks I changed for the worst. I will have to speak with him later. Returning to the matter at hand, I really must begin work on deciphering this tablet. In the meantime, perhaps you should take a look around about Slitherbow. If there's anything you need, pray speak with Runar at the plaza. Runar. I'm gonna tune to this first. Welcome, friend. Welcome. My apologies for less than hospitable greetings earlier. Tell me, what is your name? For where do you hail? From the Crystarium, I see. And this tablet you brought may help us find the Light Warden here in Raktika. Well, you're welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Come, let me show you around. Would it be right if I joined you? Of course, of course. Anything with the guest of our dear Master Matoya. Thank you. She means a great deal to the Knights Blessed, doesn't she? If not her, we may have all perished to the Great Fire. With the priests slain and our home in ruins, we were at the mercy of Sin Eaters. It was she who drove them back, and with all our sage guidance, we were able to rebuild. Before long, she became a central figure in our community, a great oak within those who shadow me. Many have come to find solace. That is not to say there were not those hesitant to grant an outsider such authority, myself included. Perhaps it's the smile in her eyes when she speaks of the sunless sea. I feel whole again, now that she is with us, and I have no doubt the others feel the same. She is as much as part of the Night's Plus as any of us, and we are grateful for all that she does in service to the dark. But you did not hear this from me, yes? Now, you should know there are certain customs we ask guests to adhere to, so long as they reside in Slithbro. To show reverence to the dark. In a word, yes, but fear not, it is not too involved. Let us begin with something simple. Follow me. Should you see any of our people come to this chamber, they have likely returned from a journey beyond the borders of Fratica. We use the water stored here to cleanse ourselves of the light's impurity. A simple and perhaps peculiar custom, but is one of our most important. Would you two kneel for just a moment that I might rid you of the light's impurity? Okay. I think I can do /kneel. If not, I will manually do it. Ah, there we go. It worked. When Runa light sprays you with water, your skin begins to tingle. And with that, you have been cleansed of the light's blighted touch. How do you feel? I'm not sure, to be honest. Not refreshed exactly, but I do feel different. Has this water been treated in some way? Only blessed by our priests. They are practiced in the arcane arts. As such, it is said that their prayers imbue the water with a faint, dark energy. A prickling sensation? No one has ever spoken of such a reaction before. I wouldn't say it was an unpleasant sensation, but I too felt something strange. The dark aspect of this water should have no discernible effect, unless... By the gods! Master Matoya's right! You are Sin Eaters! What? I just. What you felt was likely no more than a chill of the water. Perhaps now would be a good time for you to acquaint yourselves with the people of Slitherbow. For that I must teach you a customary greeting. Ellen Tuta. In the language of Ronka, in its several ways, one might say good evening. The world is not safe as it once was, and this greeting lets us quickly discern friend from foe. Is there a handshake or gesture we should know too? I would hate to offend anyone. You need not worry, merely speak the words Alan Tuta and they will know. You're as friends of the blessed. I will await your return here. Now go. You're likely to be heartened by your knowledge of our ways. Come on, say. Let's do this other bow. Ooh. Mm-hmm. The elderly woman smiles warmly. Okay. Oops. Not bad. Ah, newly come traveler. Ellen Chisi, and welcome to Silabao. You must forgive us if we seem extremely reserved. We are quiet and taciturn people. Another word I haven't heard of. Taciturn. Taciturn? Silent and serene as the sunless sea, the quiet makes it easy to discern the presence of eaters and other dangers here in the woods. Oops, I did it again. Alan Jisoo, welcome friend. I take it that you will remain in the woods for some time, yes? Beware of these woods. You will find poison in near everything you see. But fear not, our medicinal tea will keep you healthy. Ask and it is yours. This is a learning stream. Except I do not know what those words mean. At least not yet. Everyone was so kind and gracious. I was nervous at first, but I'm already starting to feel at home. There's still much I have to learn about the Knights Blessed, but their faith and strength of will is nothing short of inspiring. I can see now how they built such a thriving community. Ah, you were returned. Very good. No doubt they were glad of your company. It has been long since we've had visitors. Remember, if you have any questions or if there's anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. Speaking of which, we must arrange food and lodging for your stay. As friends of Master Matoya, we cannot ask for payment, but if you would be willing to lend a hand... We are fortunate indeed to play host to such generous souls. The test I have in mind is simple enough. All I ask is that you take a jug of water, drops in the square. May I help too? Of course. One of you can do the filling and the other the watering. Speak with Arazabil. When you have finished, you will be relieved to hear the crops have been tended to. While you take care of that, I will see to your room and a warm meal. Right then, I'll fill you water. This was the only jug I could find which was small enough to lift, but I'm afraid there's a crack in the bottom. You'll need to hurry through the garden before the water leaks out. Take the jug of water. Have 45 seconds to complete the test. Should you fail, return to Minfield and try it again. Oh. Okay. About half the plot, fetch another jug of water to kick rid of the rest. Okay. Is there enough water for the pot? Only half. I see. Let me refill the jug for you. Woohoo! Well met, travelers. I observed you speaking with the others. Have you needed something? The time has come. Sleep. Have a good night. You have a good night. Sleep well. Nighty-night. And thank you for coming. You watered the crops. Ah, my apologies for not noticing sooner. I have rather been destructive of late. Watering the crops was always Tadia's duty, but she is no longer with us. We have since taken to sharing the duty, though never with guests. You are most kind. Is there anything else we can do to help? We can plant something if you like. There is no need. This plot is small, it is true, but it provides us with enough to survive. We ask for no more. I don't know how you manage. If the Blessed had not considered leaving, life would surely be easier almost anywhere else. I can understand why you might say that, but in the easiest path is not always the right one. Tell me, do you know our history? How our faith came to be? Yes, I believe so. The Nice Plus was initially formed by those who lost their homes in the wake of the flood. What began as an occasional gathering of survivors eventually grew into a community, which ultimately decided to strike out on its own in the Ratiku Cratewood. I say that you read your history. But there is a history that is told, and one that is lived. Like so many in those times, the first of the Nice Plus lost everything. Their homes, their loved ones, all that they had dear. To make matters worse, none could say what became of the souls of those lost to the flood, and their bodies were reborn as teenagers. The people were without answers, without hope, their gods having drowned along with everything else. It seemed that nothing was beyond the reach of the light. But soon, they realized that there must be darkness. And in that truth, they found a new faith. A belief that the souls of the departed could yet find peace beyond the burning skies and the sunless sea above. That is why we pray for the safe passage of wayward souls unto that blessed black abyss. For the turn of the night, that we might someday look upon the kingdom of heaven with in our own eyes. We remain in these woods for the self-same reason of our founders first chose them, that we may lead lives of simplicity, with the shade of these trees as a constant reminder of our faith. With so many seeking paradise in Yilmore, it is refreshing to find people who find a value in a humbler existence. You're kind to say so. Many consider our way of life foolish, and so it must seem to those who yet cling to their worldly possessions. In times such as these, when everything can be taken away in an instant, it is all too easy to lose sight of why we fight to go on living. It is not to hold fast to material things, but to hold those who went before us in our hearts, to keep alive in the legacy that they have left us. This we must do for them, our children, and generations yet unborn. To keep their legacy alive. Done tending the crops already. Very good. It shall not be long before your room is ready. Runa! In the woods! Sin eaters! I fear they may have the touch. Where? In the grove to the southwest, for a mercy. I've been yet to wander any closer to the Slitherwell. Then we have no need to engage. Inform the guard, and no one's to set foot outside the village until they have moved on. But sir, what of Tadia's Heartstone? It must be retrieved before the service. Of all the times for the Sinews Spear. Are you just gonna leave them alone? Under normal circumstances, we would not hesitate in striking the beast down. But if they indeed have the touch, we would not risk them corrupting one of our own. What was that you said about a stone? A few days past, Tadia, a child of the Knight's Bless, was slain by the Sin Eaters. We succeeded in retrieving her body, but in our haste we failed to notice her necklace was gone. Stung to it was a pendant of jade, her heartstone. All of the Knight's Bless are given such a stone at birth. This is the most valuable possession one can own. It is custom to present the heartstone of the deceased at their funeral as an offering to the heavens, but now... What if I could find it for you? Having experience from fighting seniors, and the light's corruption does not touch me like it does others. Master Matoyo called you Minfilia, did she not? Are you truly the Minfilia descended from the Oracle? Even so, I dare not ask you to risk your life for the blessed. I understand how you feel. But I cannot stand knowing that your people are in need and I can help. Please, let me do this. Very well. But if the danger proves too great, you must retreat. I could never forgive myself if I were forced to hold a second service. I nearly forgot about Thancred. What if he returns before I do? Alright, I'll come with you. Thank you. With you at my side, I'm certain we can deal with them in no time at all. Go swiftly, and may the shadows keep you both. Hmm. There, the Sin Eaters. I was hoping there would only be one. There's no way we can search for the stone without dealing with them first. What should we make a plan first? Though there are only two. I'll draw one of them, eh? You can deal with the other. Hello. There you are. It's done, though I fear I was a bit careless. I'll do better next time, I promise. I'm fine. You need not worry about me. More importantly, we have to find that Heartstone. It said it was made of jade, right? I'll search over there in the bush. seems to be no trace of the Heartstone here. Yeah. Did you have any luck? It's beautiful. This has to be it. You know, Thancred always says you're a man of many talents, and I think I'm beginning to understand what he meant. I have much to learn if I'm to be even half the hero you are. The hero she was. I'm sorry, I forget I said anything. We should hurry back to the Slitherbow. Runar and the others are probably worried. Yep. Thank goodness you're safe. I began to fear the worst. By all that is dark, you found it! We can proceed with our service as planned. These blessed gems serve not only to protect us in life, but to guide our spirits unto the sun, the sea, and the hereafter. Even should we be felled by sin eaters, so long as these gems are recovered, our souls are ensured peace in the dark. Words failed to express my gratitude for this kindness you have done for the blessed. I must insist you and your friends attend Tadia's service as honored guest. There is still much we must do to prepare, but please go and inform the others. It will be held in the dark room. When you arrive, there will be an attendant present to explain the proceedings. Lavori, I learned so much about the Nice Bless while you were away. And we helped them recover a lost heirloom out in the woods. I know I wasn't supposed to leave, but they really needed our help. There were sinners, and as long as he accompanied you, but try to be more careful. Your injuries could have been a lot worse. How did you... Let's just say a little bird told me. It's telling me how now that Larvae is business with us. Is something the matter? They've asked us to attend the service. Of course we'll go. It's being held in the dark, is it? We'll take care not to be late, I promise. What a beautiful place. The elderly woman hands you a candle. He then points over to a nearby corner where you might place it.
It seemed only right that we show our faces. May we join you?
Let us begin. I thank you all for coming to pay respects to our fallen daughter of the night. In the light, she was known as Todia, but in the dark, we shall remember her always as Menine. Let us each take a moment to offer her our prayers. We entrust her now to the night's sweet embrace. In darkness will she be free from pain and suffering, now and forevermore. May her soul find peace in the sunless sea of heaven, and in the love we bear for her in our hearts.
That vessel represents the night sky, the sunless sea of heaven.
That is... That is touching.
We call upon you now, O bringer of shadow, to lead this gentle soul onto the sea. We call upon you, O warrior of darkness, to deliver her unto paradise everlasting.
I'm getting chills.
I am told you assisted in the preparations for the service. On behalf of the Blessed, you have my sincerest thanks. The enduring legend of the Warrior of Darkness owes much to the traditions of these people. And none were more ardent in their faith than Todia. She would have been greatly moved by your presence.
You might not deliver her to the heavens, but if you could deliver the night sky to her people, the real night sky, it would be the next best thing. Their prayers would finally be answered. They could gaze up at the firmament and see their ancestors in every twinkle of the stars.
Oh.
We We cannot allow their hopes and dreams to drown in the light. We have to bring back the dark. If we don't, who will? Forgive me, thinking of all those we have lost.
No, it's all right. We will bring back the dark.
Mayhaps sooner than later, in fact. Urianger and I finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were most illuminating. Let us reconvene in my chambers. We have much to discuss.
Good, you're here. Thanks to the Earth's gift, our next course of action is now clear. Let me begin by first explaining the origins of this tablet. I initially believed it might detail the history of the Church of the First Light. Much to my surprise, it dates back to the end of Ronkan Empire, and was lightly written under the direction of reigning ruler. It was a time of strife and unceasing war with the neighboring nations. With each passing day, they yielded more and more territory to their enemies. In their desperation, petitions for aid were sent out to their allies. This was one such position. And you think this ancient petition will somehow get us into Yishma, huh? Indeed we do. For etched into this tablet is a method by which one may prove himself an ally of the Ronkan Empire. Provided we are able to decipher said instructions, we may entreat the ruins protector to grant us safe passage. The problem, however, is I presently lack the resources to decipher them in their entirety. We have but one recourse. There exists a stone monument inscribed with ancient Ronkan texts and translations. I can't speak anymore. Texts and translations into a more modern dialect, which came into use after the fall of the Empire. I'm confident it will suit our purposes. Where can we find this monument? Here in Sitia, quite close to Sulibao, in fact. The good news ends here, however, for it is in the possession of a rather radical faction of dark worshippers, the children of the everlasting dark. If I'm to study the monument, I must infiltrate their encampment. I have no intention of taking longer than absolutely necessary, but I will nevertheless require time to transcribe the text I need. To ensure that I will have enough, I'm afraid I must ask you and Thanker to assist me. And before you even ask, the answer is no. If we were to remain unseen, our group must be as small as possible. Alright, I'll stay here until you return. We won't be long. If anything should happen, you keep her safe. Then let us convene outside to the west of Sulibao, where the path diverges. The encampment we seek is to the north, but it would be foolish to simply rush in. A guard has been posted at cleric to keep watch over the children. Perhaps he is ought to share of the recent activity. But we must tread carefully. There's a chance we may encounter them along the way. Stay close and alert. I would avoid confrontation if possible. They rejoice in dealing death to others, claiming that in doing so they cleanse their victims of sin and usher them onto the sunless sea. I would rather not sully my hands defending myself against such madmen. By the blessed dark. Thank goodness you're unharmed. We would have arrived sooner, but we too have rather unwelcome visit from the children. You're acquaintance of a Master Matoya then. My apologies. The children have been acting strange of late, so I thought to take a closer look. I was careless. Strange? What have you seen? At first, there seemed to be nothing out of the ordinary. The usual gathering of ingredients for poisons from flora and fauna. But then I took notice of the venomous spiders. They've been breeding them in greater numbers. It's as if they're preparing for something. Any ideas as to what? It could be anything, really. If it meet the end of the blessed, nothing would be too cruel or violent for them. But perhaps we can use our present preoccupation with spiders to our advantage. If we were to introduce a threat to the nest, where they keep them, the children will be compelled to save them. Bees, for example, are a natural predator of spiders. Set them loose on the nest and we would have our opportunity to sneak into their encampment. What a mischievous plan. I like it. With a bit of smoke, we should be able to subdue a few colonies long enough to secure their hives. Have you anything we might be able to use? We should have smoke bombs at the outpost just over there. Then it is settled. Grab a few smoke bombs from the outpost and search about for beehives. I imagine the bees won't take too kindly to your visit, but once they're knocked out, take the beehives and bring them back here. 2 will suffice, I should think. Bonk. Aha. The guard returned to Citadel, but not before offering his thanks. As for the beehives, Thank and I were successful and acquired what we need. How did you fare? For God's sakes, don't let them out. Oh, I love the item dialogue. This is more than enough. The children are certain to be displeased. Let us hurry before the bees begin to stir. The children's settlement is to the west, a place they call Woven Oath. According to the guard, there is an airway apart from the entrance which leads to the spider's nest. If the fates are kind, the way will be clear. Shoot. Up there is the airway. Do you see it? A bit far, perhaps, but we should be able to toss it back through. No, we should probably loosen the ropes, keeping it closed. Enough that it falls open when it lands inside. May I do the honors? That should do it. Now we wait. What is that? Bees! By the abyss! They're everywhere! Help! Someone help! We should save the spiders. Sounds like our plan is working. Still, it is quite likely they're not drawn away from the post. If you should come to blows with the children, I'll see to it to any signs of struggle are concealed. Failing that, I will create a distraction to buy just a little more time. Should anyone be past me, it falls to you to guard her. Your concern is appreciated, but I sincerely doubt it will come to that. Why do I get the feeling you enjoy the idea of my loafing and about bored in the shadows? Come now, Thancred. The shadows are a fitting place for a warrior of darkness. Now, if you both are ready. The womb. What a name. What in the world is that? Oh, hi. Goodbye. Ooh. Pretty. Pretty. The font of seeing guests seems to suggest this chamber up for prayer. At the very least, they would not place this near potential distractions for their worship. Perhaps the monument is further in. Yes, this is it. I will be but a moment. Keep watch of the entryway. On second thought, would you mind examining the murals on these walls while I look over this? At a glance I can tell that they are old, predating the founding of the Blessed, and the children in fact. We're not like to come here a second time. It would behoove us to learn all that we can. The mirror appears to be very old. A ruler sits atop a throne, attended by their subjects. The mirror appears to be fairly old. A knight shields himself and their comrades from an encroaching darkness. The central figure is considerably faded. The mirror appears to be ancient. A warrior in the middle stands triumphant over what appears to be a creature of shadow. Other figures surround the warrior, rejoicing in their victory.
These paintings, they seem familiar. Depictions of heroes throughout history. The Age of Gods, the Empire of Ronka, and this. There was a man, a researcher who pored over these pieces. He offered us work when we needed it. Slaying beasts, delivering provisions. A funny old bugger he was. But he had a good heart. He believed this first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends. A tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era. The story went that it was rediscovered by an explorer from Ronka, who was so struck by its majesty that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day. One day you will all be here too, he said. Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself? I had a good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all. Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds. But it seems he actually went and did it. Before or after the flood, I wonder. Rather faded, isn't it, compared to the others? Or did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses. Do you suppose your deeds will warrant an addition to this collection? Or some other kind of monument?
There you are. I have everything I need. Let us quit this place. Is something the matter? We should go. The others are waiting.
I believe now we have everything needed to finish deciphering the tablet. Tell me, Lavorium, did the murals appear to be any significance? Pictures of heroes. In the Age of Gods, the Ronkan Empire ended immediately before the flood. Very astute observations. Perhaps in another lifetime you could be a curator of antiquities. Though it has no bearing on the task at hand, perhaps that knowledge may prove to be of use in the future. Alright, let's continue. Let us hurry to Slitherbow. The others are waiting. After we return, the two of you should rest for a while. No doubt Runar will be eager to have you sample his cooking. As soon as I discover anything of import, you'll be the first to know. Lavore! The guard told me he left with Master Matoya to the Woven Oath. And no sooner did he return than she locks herself away in her chambers without so much a word. She knows how I worry when she leaves without telling me. But she is safe, and that is all that matters. You must be hungry after such a journey. Why not have a seat there by the fire? Stew will be soon ready.
Strange. The others on patrol should have returned by now. Our food will be overcooked if we wait any longer. We will just have to start without them. Would you call Master Matoya and the others?
I tire of these games, Urianger. Why do you pretend you cannot see it? The blessing may spare him the fate of becoming a Light Warden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. He is not as he was in the Source. Though I have no proof, I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated at all. I fear it was absorbed, that he has been suffused with their light.
Floor?
Though I have given thought to this possibility, I dare not speak until more is known.
By the time you deign to enlighten us, it may be too late, if it is not already. Urianger, I know full well, after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions. But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy. I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask. The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed. Everything you claim to have seen. Did you?
Help! Someone help!
Oh heck.
The Almorans have come for us! We're under attack!
Oh, not them. They're already here. The audacity! Well.
Lord Forthry, how good it is to see you. How long has it been? Not since your inauguration, unless I'm mistaken. Too long, at any rate. May I say how humbled I am to be invited not only into your city, but your home. You are as generous as ever.
And you as disingenuous. Let us dispense with the pleasantries. This merry band of dissidents people are calling Warriors of Darkness, they have slain Sin-Eaters, and by all accounts the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy. And now I hear reports of your people obstructing my soldiers, so I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Light Wardens represents the world's only hope of survival. Even now, the people of Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin-Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why?
Why? Because this hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream, an exercise in futility. Even should you slay the Sin-Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation. With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve. Before long, they would turn to violence, then to war, and ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion. They require a firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king. Nay, a god. I will see their dreams fulfilled, their wishes granted. I will give them peace, order, and they shall never want for bliss. Men are fickle creatures who entertain vague ideals without the faintest notion what they cost. But a little fear can go a long way towards helping them realize what it is they truly need. Sanctuary. And they shall find none in this world save that which I afford them. That is why the Sin-Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion.
A paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral era.
What was that?
A minor epiphany, nothing more. You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power. But man is more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding. This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome. And we will, once we eliminate the Sin-Eaters.
You poor deluded fool. These people care not for the morrow. They care only for the now, and the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making, or even 100?
You underestimate them, Lord Forthry. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know, that their children may never know. I have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before, which we bequeath to those who come after, that they might in turn build upon the foundations laid by our forebears. These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains, and I will resist your every effort to shackle him.
In summary, you will continue to support the villains hunting my Sin-Eaters?
With tremendous enthusiasm, for I have faith in the future they would build.
Why do I even bother? Fools, the lot of you! So naive! So painfully predictable! Did you imagine I did not know your mind? That I would wait until after this meeting to dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin Eater's defense. Insurrection will not be tolerated. The people of this world are mine to rule, mine to command. And you are no exception! What? How did he... Insolent swine! I will not stand for this! Do you hear me?
Kenway! Welcome! Long time no see. How are you doing?
You speak for the Knights Blessed?
I do.
Hello.
I presume that is your doing.
Doing good? Me too, me too. A little sleepy, but I'm doing good. A few things have changed since you've been gone. Unless you've been lurking. Perhaps. Although, my model's a little laggy during Final Fantasy streams, so you'll have to excuse me for that.
If you have come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
I saw that you're affiliate now, congrats. Thank you. I can't believe it. We got emotes now, recently. I plan on doing some more later. Later on. They're really fun.
You're in no position to make demands. My Lord Vorthry's decree, Raktika now falls under the governance of Yulmore. You will henceforth answer to us.
Is that so? And the children of the Everlasting Dark have acquiesced to this madness.
We have reached an accord, yes. Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore. Therefore, his lordship has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the Everlasting Dark.
In his wisdom, Lord Vorthry has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith. You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption that must be cleansed. Little wonder the Warrior of Darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Raktika. Your perverted teachings hold blessed shadow at bay.
You have accepted the yoke of Yulmore to spite us, then? Fools! Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for Woven Oath with all haste. We will leave you, that you may have time to prepare.
Woven Oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our fate to join those zealots?
What has your faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
Ugh.
And should we refuse?
Anyone found here upon our return will be considered a traitor to Yulmore, and dealt with as such.
We will discuss these developments after I have tended to our casualty.
The god hath been afflicted with the most terrible and efficacious poison. We've attempted all manner of healing incantations. Alas, his condition remains unchanged. At present, we can but slow the poison's advance. I pray it will afford us sufficient time to find a cure. How fareth the young guard? The poison spread throughout his system long before he was brought here. At present, there is naught we can do but try to ease his pain. Do not blame yourselves, friends. All that can be done has been done. Even had we reached him sooner, it would have been made little difference. The children are employing countless poisons. Finding a suitable antidote is nigh impossible task. What of the rest of the blessed? How have they taken the news of Yomo's generous proposition? With anger and dismay, we cannot hope to oppose them both and the children. I consider it a convocation of all the Knights Blessed that we might consider their ultimatum, but I know how they will answer. As Matoya, I am truly sorry. We will not, cannot abandon our faith. But there is no reason for you to suffer for our decision. Your work is not yet done, and you still have time to flee. Flee? I am not wont to run from my troubles. In fact, with Lavoria's arrival, I am minded to take the offensive. The Yomarian's presence here plainly stems from a desire to protect the Light Warden. I say that we seek it out to slay the creature before they return. Were darkness to fall over Raktika, they would have no cause to remain. All of which is rather easier said than done, unless, of course, you finally decipher that tablet. I have, as a matter of fact, and with it, we can prepare everything we need to enter Yishmael. What say you all? Well, we will need to act quickly, but I believe it can be done. We cannot deny our fate, but one course lieth before us. Slay the Woodman for the next best. We are villains, are we not? I leave the blessed in your capable hands, Runa. Very well. I see there's no changing your mind. While all that is dark, I swear to keep the blessed safe. According to the tablet, we will first need to obtain a seal used to identify the allies of Ronka in the times past. One such seal should be waiting for us in a complex of underwater ruins. Not from here. You have some experience with subaquatic excursions, do you not? Then this should prove a simple task for you. The ruins we seek are at the bottom of Lake Tusi-Mikta. While you see that to Mythilia, I will remain here to help shore up Citadel's defenses. Your aid will be greatly appreciated. I just fall in love with my troubles and they leave? Fall in love with your troubles and they leave. What does that mean? Falling in love with troubles. Bark, bark, bark. My dog is barking. Bark. Easy trick for troubles to go away. Oh! Oh, I get it. Yeah. Like, for example, like flirting with, villains. Is that what you're talking about? Because I do that. Relatable. Make your bullies uncomfortable by teasing them and flirting with them. Yes. That is the way. That is how you deal with bullies. Today I was running away after a pyramid head in DPD. He was running away. The killer. Running away. That's beautiful. Flirt with your villains. Flirt with the killers. That is the way. For legal purposes, do not try this at home. But in-game purposes, be as silly as you want. And my dog keeps barking. Wow. This was done by professionals. Unprofessional professionals. Indeed. There we are, ready for a swim. The seal we seek should be stored in a chamber somewhere inside the ruins beneath the lake. However, the entrance is seemingly protected by a subtle locking mechanism rooted in the symbolism of Ronkan culture. The Ronkans sought out to live in harmony with nature and considered certain animals to be sacred. Sorry, excuse me. Foremost in their pantheon was the snake, portrayed as the protector of the wood, an arbiter of life and death. Below it were four others, each equal in rank. The coral, the colibri, and the oppo, and the wolf. Characterized as the bringers of liberty, words, enlightenment, and harmony respectively. To open the chamber containing the seal, the tablet states that one must pay a due deference to 3 of the beasts by placing one's palm on monuments wrought in their image, and that this must be done in specific sequence. If my interpretation is correct, the order can be discerned from the 3 commandments which follow. Give praise unto the snake, by its strength do our lands prosper. Be as the Appa revel thy kin, and as all parts seek betterment, so too does the whole. As the wolf, move on as one. Peace comes to all who seek harmony with their kin. The tablet says not of the placement, size, or appearance of the monuments, alas. Hopefully all will become clear when you reach the bottom of the lake. Go safely. Well, I think I should end here for now. For tonight. Good night, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. Good night, sweet dreams. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. I think I'll be drawing tomorrow, since I haven't done it in a while. We'll see. I'll keep you all updated. Good night. Sleep well. Bye, everyone. Nighty night.